verse number 3. Verse number 3, where Anadi is translated as not a cause, beginninglessness, beginningless, not a cause. Why is that? Because we say Bhagwan is a karta, right? But why does it say it's not a cause here? So I'm having a difficulty with that. Then also in this combination of 4 and 5, where we talk about, so there are some words. For example, you have Bhayam and Abhayam both expressed here, right? And then, of course, you said Sukham and Dukkam, and I can understand why Sukham and Dukkam as karma phala coming from Bhagwan. Bhagwan's a karma phala data. I can understand that. But when you have Bhayam and Abhayam, so can you infer all these, the opposites of all these that was stated earlier also? Kshama and, lack of Kshama, for example.
Akshama.
Yeah. So I'm just seeking to understand. There must be a deeper meaning to it, right? So.
Yeah. See, the question is, if Bhagavan is not the author of that, who is the author of that is a question. Sukham and Dukkam was not created by me. In the sense, it is not, I can't claim authorship to that. So therefore, everything can be brought into that. Bhayam and Abhayam also will be brought into that. We'll see later. Bhayam, Abhayam, we'll see in the next class. We'll discuss a little more. But let's go back to Anadi. Okay. Anadi, Adi means beginning. Anadi means Adihi na vidyate yasya. That for whom there is no beginning. That is the literal meaning of Anadi. Now, that becomes obvious if we say the causeless cause becomes obvious if we say that the minute you say something is Adi, has a beginning, then that Adi has a beginning. That means that beginning must have occurred at a particular time. And that means immediately you will ask before that time what was there. And therefore, before that time what was there which gave birth to this thing which has Adi in it. It is Adi. I'm Adi, all of us are Adi. At least as far as his body is concerned. Okay. We have an Adi. We have a birth, date of birth. He says that Bhagavan has no date of birth. No date of birth. That is basically saying I am, and from which everything has come. Therefore, I am the cause. I am the Karanam, Sarva Karanam. But at the same time, I don't have a Karanam. You can't say this of anything. You can't make the statements of anything in this world. Nothing. Except that which always exists, which is Bhagavan. So Anadi implies the causeless cause. Ajam and Anadi, when they go together. So that which has no birth means what? Either it is totally unborn, means it doesn't exist. Non-existence also is Aja. Always existent is also Aja. Is it not? So that is the way we look at it. And Karanam. And then when we say Ishvara is Sarva Karanam, having studied Vedanta, you have to say Karanam Iva Karanam. You can't be carried away by Karanam, the word Karanam, and take it literally also. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha Tasya Kartaram Apimam Akartaram Cha Avyayam. I am the one who created 4 Varnas. I am also the one who did not create the 4 Varnas. Contradictory statements. That you will find only in Vedanta. Why? Because everything is Iva. Iva. One word, Iva, is what makes the entire Vishishta Advaita, Advaita, this entire world of philosophies, it will convert into Advaita. Iva. Iva. Karanam Iva Karanam. How can there be Karanam Iva Karanam? Iva. As though cause. As though cause. Like the dream world that I created. I created the dream world, but then did you really create the dream world? If somebody asks, where was the free will involved? To create something, you need free will. Was free will there in the creation of the dream world? Not there. Therefore, Karanam Iva Karanam, as though Karanam. And so we are going to give that Iva to Bhagavan also. Bhagavan, you are the Karta, Srishti Karta, but then Karta Iva Karta. We are going to come to that. Vedanta should lead us to that. That's how these words become quite loaded for us. So, causeless cause, I hope it was somewhat clear there. Nadi Ajam. Yeah, Maheshji, go ahead.
On the third sloka, the last sentence, Sarva Papai Pramuchyate. So, so I thought Papa is a result of our karma, and you have to exhaust it by yourself. Nobody can remove it, nobody can. So, isn't it? I mean, it's whatever we accrued by our deeds, our karma, you have to exhaust them. So how here we say that, Bhagavan removes the path, or that is one. Number two, I have was that we talk about this, you said knowledge is not created. Knowledge is already there, but our ignorance is removed. But in Western thinking, the way it is differentiated is something which is already there, you find out, is called the discovery. What it is not there, you put together, that is called invention, right? Like, for example, see, you find a piece of land, say somebody found, say, America. So Columbus found America, we say. So that is a discovery. Whereas somebody inventing something, medicine or something, that is called invention. I mean, there is some difference being used in Western explanation of knowledge.
Okay, first question. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So, when Atma, when the person, Jiva, who has accumulated all this karma, okay, and therefore has to experience that punya papa, okay, there has to be an experiencer. But what Atma Jnanam does is, it takes away the kartrutvam and bhoktrutvam. Atma is akarta and abhokta. When that is clearly recognized, there is no jiva left. There is no owner left. The ownership is gone. When the ownership is gone, it is as good as saying Sarva Papaihi Pramuchyate. Papa is never not going to manifest. It's all hanging out there. Because the ownership is not there. The person has said goodbye to all the Papa, as it were. Okay. Therefore, this is the crux of Vedanta. And akartri bhavaha, akartra atma, abhoktra atma. Okay. And that is the jiva is a bhokta and a karta. The confused I is a bhokta and a karta. But the knowledgeable I, the enlightened I, is akarta. Okay, this is what makes Krishna say sarva papaihi pramuchyate.
But that is after I realize Atma, right? Till that time, whatever I've done, whether be it punyam, be it papam.
Yeah, so that means what? That means that person yaha mam ajam anadim cha veti, one who knows me as ajam and anadi. That means what Krishna is saying is that knowledge of Ishvara as ajam and aja and anadi, and that knowledge of Atma as akarta and abhokta are identical knowledge. Both will happen at the same time. There is no difference between the two. That is what Krishna is implying. These are not these are all not islands of knowledge. Can't be islands. Everything is connected. So Vedanta brings Bhagavan, brings Jiva, and brings the world together into one. You can't separate the one and discuss. So even though they are all different, within Vedanta, we talk differently, and Atma is Atma, and Ishvara is Ishvara, but they are all identical. Therefore, here he says that implies that knowledge of Atma is there very much in the knowledge of Ishvara. Okay. Then your question about discovery versus invention, etc. Yeah, that's a Western idea. We don't agree with the fact that there is something called invention. Our idea, our definition is there is no such thing called invention. Bhagavan is the only inventor. You can only discover. What is potential, you can discover. You can discover only what is potential. If invention is possible, you can invent something. You could have invented the iPhone 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Why they did not invent the iPhone? Well, that is because that technology that is required to invent the iPhone itself did not exist. Okay, you need some more knowledge. The humanity had to know more in order to get to that point. But right now, the knowledge is up to this level, and then they keep on building it. And then incremental, or sometimes step change, etc. They use these words. But regardless of whether it is incremental or step, doesn't matter. Regardless of when what is invented, it doesn't matter. The potential is there. The laws are already working. The laws are working. And so the laws are already available for any human being to see and to exploit, to use, to employ. Maybe exploit is a wrong word. Employ. And the one who employs it gets it. How come he did it and she did not do it? It's all Ishvara, Bhagavan. So yeah, it's okay. That's a Western definition. We disagree that there is any inventions can be attributed to a human being. Because that is Ishvara. So maybe the West has to change their mindset. Maybe they can attend our classes. Yeah. Meera and Narayan.
Guruji, I had a question on this third shloka. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. I was only wondering why is it papaihi and not papebhya?
Oh. Papaisaha. No, papena pramuchyate.
It says papaihi.
Yeah, papebhya also is correct. Papaihi is also tritiya.
Yeah.
That must be a type of tritiya. Type of tritiya, papaihi. In the sense of Panchami. In the sense of Panchami.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. The sense of
And Chandas also on match, no? Anushtup won't be there.
yeah, that also is there. That also is there.
One additional letter will come.
That also is there. See, the language should facilitate expression. Language should facilitate expression, not the other way around, right? Expression should yield to language. No, it's not like that. Language should yield to expression. So this is good.
Thank you. Dhanyawad, Guruji.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question that Narayanji brought up, because in Ganapati Atharva Sisham, it says Sarva Papat Pramuchyate, right?
Correct. Yo atharvanamadhite sarvapapa pramuchyate. Like that it comes. Correct. There Panchami. So Narayan, I think little bit you can say that you had that Panchami you brought there. So this conference was good.
I'll stop the recording, Guruji.
You can stop. So it was I don't know if Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः।